So I'm going to be resetting my hermit crab tank due to an ant infestation. I had to take everything out. Everything I took out I boiled, and I'm going to clean the tank out as well. So I got a new stand, I put it somewhere else, and I'm going to do a deep clean. But I'm just going to show you how I do a proper, like, just a simple setup real quick. So first you're going to probably want some Eco Earth. You can get this at PetSmart, Petco. I think it's like $7 or something like that. It's not too crazy expensive. This is a 3-pack, so there's 1, 2, 3 blocks here. This expands. So I put a block of the cocoa fiber inside this bucket, and I added water. You can see that it expanded quite a bit. So that brick that you get, it's really just solid. You put it in the water, it will expand, and this is what it should look like. So this is my tank. It is completely empty because, like I said, I had the ant infestation. I had to start all over again. It is a 40-gallon. The thing with mine, I wouldn't really recommend, is it's a front opening. There's a crack here to open the doors, and it can let out some of the humidity and stuff, so I typically kind of tape that shut, especially now that I have the ants, and I'm thinking that's probably where they're getting in from. I only have one crab. She was a rescue. My other ones have passed, and I'm thinking it may be due to the ants. So yeah, she's my only survivor. She's been here about a month. She's doing really well so far. I don't have anything in her tank right now because I did not want her to get infested with ants. I just been kind of feeding her, taking out, feeding her, whatever. My temperature and humidity is 100% not correct because of the whole thing is not right. My heating, I have a heat pad here, a heating pad here, and 2 in the back. Now, you don't have to do all this. You can just get, if you know what you're looking for and what size you need, you can get one that will just cover the back. This one here that's hanging is from Bean Farm. I'd highly recommend them. Their heating pads work a lot better. These are from Petco. These 3 are from Petco. They did not keep the humidity and the heat in as well as the Bean Farm one does. So that one I have plugged in. I have these 3 plugged in and not this one. This one is kind of like for my backup. I kind of like to have them have a cool side and a warm side. So this is like my backup for like winter when the temperatures start to drop. I have something else to make the temperature come back up. So yeah, I just have these 3 plugged in. My light is actually just a fish tank light. I just hooked it up in the between there because it's kind of has a little bar. This tank specifically came with a mesh top, and that is also not good for hermit crabs because they need that humidity to be able to breathe, and this will not keep the humidity in. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I bought a glass top, and I just placed that on here. I taped it all down so the heat and humidity do not escape. I also noticed it still kind of escapes, so I bought a emergency blanket to come over the top and the sides, just to cover it, just to keep it in. So my temperatures and humidity has been great when I had everything in there together. But then when the ants came through, that's when it messed everything up. For now, I'm going to remove her, and I'm going to wipe down my tank with apple cider vinegar. And I put a little bit of Dawn dish soap just to get their scent off of the tank because ants love to come back, and this will deter them. So I'm just gonna wipe this out really well, rinse it out really well, and then I'll get started on the setup. So this is my little girl. She's in there, little baby. She's just gonna go here for now until I get her all set up. So here, I'm just going to spray some water in there just to dilute everything and just really wipe it out just to get it clean. Okay, so we're all clean, wiped out. Put some water and wiped it all down so it's really clean. Now, I'm going to put decor in. This is what I had in there before. I investigated. I don't see any like ants or anything on here. I don't think they were really after styrofoam, but I'm going to put this in. This is my background. Okay, I got my background in. This is completely optional. This is just decorative purposes. I don't know. I never seen mine like actually climb the wall, but they can if they wanted to. But it's just there for decor. I also got that from PetSmart or Petco, one of them. But yep. Okay, now to add the sand. This is premium play sand. This is safe for them. I got this at Home Depot. It's like almost $6. It's like $5 and change. Really cheap, 50 pounds. I got 2 bags of these. You have to make sure your substrate's pretty deep. Now for my tank, it's kind of difficult because this is all I can get, because then you're gonna be overflowing. What I like to do is I kind of like to make a slope, so then it's gonna be higher in the back and shorter in the front. That way they can still bury down, way down in there if they molt and all that, so it's safe for them to be able to molt. And then I'm going to mix the eco earth in there with it. Okay, so I added my sand. I could use another bag or two, honestly, because this is probably about 4 to 5 inches from here up, so it could be a little higher. I can always buy sand. I can always buy more sand. She is a small little crab, so if she does bury, she'll still be okay because she can still bury her entire body. But if you do have larger crabs, you're probably going to want more sand. Okay, remember the cocoa fiber that we put into this bucket and expanded it. Now I'm going to mix this very well within the sand. Okay, so I got my sand and eco earth mixed well. This is what it should look like. It's got a little darker because it's mixed in with that brown mud. It should be of a sandcastle consistency. That way they can go under without it having collapse on them. They like to build tunnels. You can make like that. As long as it's kind of staying together, it should be good. It will automatically do that if you put enough water in your eco earth. Your eco earth should be fully expanded. Eco earth already has the water in it. You put this all together, it kind of gives it that moisture. So it should be good to set up now. Okay, so this is my decor. I'm going to set it up. Everything that's in here, especially the wood, was boiled at high temperature for a really long time in case they were like ant eggs or anything. So all that kind of thing is boiled. This was her favorite. She came in this when I adopted her, and I put it in there and she went right in. So I'm gonna get this all set up. So what I'm doing next is adding instant ocean into this water. That's gonna make their salt water. They need salt water to drink. They need it for their molting. They bathe in it. They just have to have a source of salt water. So this is a lot of salt water. You can get some on Amazon. I got this at Petco for like $27. It's cheaper on Amazon, but I just needed it for today. So this is only a 3-quart thing, so you need like half a cup per gallon. So this is only going to take 6 tablespoons. So 6 scoops for 3 quarts is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to scoop this into here to make my salt water. Okay, so I put my instant ocean salt water solution in there. I mix it up really well so it's nice and dissolved. Now I'm going to add their food in their water, and I'll show you how to do that too. Okay, so these are my pools. They could be bigger. I thought they were going to be a little bit bigger, but this is going to do for now. Off of Etsy, those 2, one's for the salt water, one's for the fresh water. Make sure you can mark them or try to remember which one you did as each, so you're not getting confused of which one's salt and which one's the regular water. This is also the wheel. Hermit crabs love wheels. It's not required, but they love to have enrichments and all that stuff. That's the brand there from also Etsy. My wood and stuff, all this stuff came pretty much from PetSmart. This is like I said, from her adoptee, the adopter I adopted from. I got her from. This also Etsy. This I use for like leaf litter and stuff like that. They can just, explore, try to get their natural instincts and stuff in. So you want to make sure you have some shells that will be appropriate for them. Make sure it's a D or wide opening that they can get into, different sizes, colors, and all that. Shells are kind of difficult to look for. That's not super expensive, so good luck. I always go to like the art stores because they sell them in like the little things for decor, and so I buy those, boil them, and put them out for her. So yeah, this is what's going on so far. Then I'm gonna add my water. I'm gonna bury those a little bit, so because they are supposed to go like right underneath the sand. That way they can climb in and out. They have little things they can climb in and out of. So I'm gonna get that set. Okay, I added my water. That's fresh. I put a little ducky in there so you can kind of decipher which is which. And that is my salt water that I poured from the picture that I just made. This is the Sea Chem Prime. This makes it safe for them to drink. If you use tap water, try to filter it. I specifically like to use my bottled water just because it gives me peace of mind that it's drink safe. So I'm just gonna add like a tiny drop of this in here because these pools are not that deep. Okay, so this is where the fun part comes in. This is my food. I have tons and tons of it. There's stuff in there. I have stuff in this basket I just dumped out just to kind of show you. Their favorite brand, well, my other girls that winded up passing unfortunately, was from Hermit Grub. They love this all-star breakfast, so it's kind of empty. They ate all that. They have a whole bunch of kind of cool stuff in here. This is from Krabby Corner Co. They haven't really ate much of her stuff, but yeah, this is the foraging favorites I got from Krabby Cafe as well that I like to put into here. So lunch on that. These are complete meals, so that way they have all their nutrients and all that. It's 100% organic. So yeah, this is what I pretty much feed them. So I put like a little scoop. I like to give them like a little variety. It's just a little scoop of like a little bit of everything. Calcium, you definitely want to have some of this. Green sand should be a part of their diet 100% all the time. Keeps their calcium up and all that, so need calcium and all that stuff. So got that. I got plankton, and these are like my little sample baggies I sprinkle in there sometimes. A lot of it sometimes is like treat. Lobster, chia seeds, so worm castings. You also want to have some of that in there too. That. So make sure you have protein. Coconut's literally just like a treat. They love it. They even, this I think I got from PetSmart or Petco. They love this for some reason. But we eat that as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna start scooping some of this and putting it into their dish. So I just poured some of my green sand in here. I have more. This is just a little bit I have left in this pack, but that I put in here. Sometimes I like to sprinkle it on their food just so they get, they get their little green sand in. I want to make sure they eat it. But yeah, I have that separated just in case they can always get it when they need it. Okay, so I added my food in here. It's like a little buffet. I'm not really sure what she likes because like I said, I only got her a month ago. When I got her, she was just molted and then she buried, and I never seen her until like maybe 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I gave her a little bit of everything pretty much, just a little bit. This is all complete meals, and then I put like the spinach, there's mealworms, worm castings, sunflower seeds, flower petals, chia seeds, that's coconut. So just a little bit of stuff in there for her that she can just come over and eat. I don't know what she's gonna like, so we'll find that out. Now I'm gonna add the foraging favorites into my foraging pit. She loves to climb up there. So her cubs love to climb. Make sure you're climbing things. This is gonna come across too, that she likes to kind of come across here and climb to the other side of the tank. Again, my tank is not 100% perfect, but this is just basics that they need to survive. So I can always improve. I know that 100%. Eventually, I'll get there. But this is what you want to have so far. Next, I'm going to offer her some oil. These I got from Krabby Corner Co. My other girls didn't really care for this too much. I gave them a drop. I never really seen them over there actively eating it. But I'm gonna try it with her. Maybe she'll like it. But it's just another nutrition for them. So I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, so I added the oils in there, just like a drop, just to see if she'll try it. If not, it's no big deal for me. I mean, I don't know. She has a lot of food. I used to have something that would separate them all, and I have no idea where they went. I have to find those trays, but you can get different trays off of Etsy, Amazon, anywhere really, as long as they're safe for your animals. So I'm going to put this in here as well. Alright, next I'm gonna add my temperature and humidity gauge in here. It should be 2 inches away from the substrate and at least in the middle of the tank. If I put it here, she's probably gonna knock it over, so I kind of like to put it here, and it's easier for me to read. I stick it up there. So that should be okay. It's kind of towards the middle of the tank there. Give me a roundabout of what the temperature humidity is. So that will update, especially once I close the door, it should rise. So it should be around 80 degrees and like 80 humidity, or high 70s, and for both of them. So you want to make sure they have pretty high humidity and heat. I got these off of Amazon. It's just decor. As you can tell, my favorite color is yellow, so that's what I'm going with, my yellow theme here. So I'm just gonna add these in. It's just for decor. Make it a little pleasing, make it look a little more natural, because you know they're from the wild. We're taking these poor animals from the wild to go in these tanks, so you want them to have a good home. Okay, so I'm all set up. I do want bubblers for my waters. It also will raise humidity, and you know, it's an enrichment for the hermit crabs as well. I do not have those yet, but that is on my list of things. And more things that kind of come up. I would like to have those shells on a shelf up higher so they can climb and pick out shells and all that. But now I'm gonna put her back in. The humidity right now is at 80, which is perfect. Temperature 75.9, which could be a little higher. It's just I had my tank open pretty much this whole time, so it's gonna raise. So everything's in there. I'm going to put her in. I also got this stand off of Amazon, which is also really nice. I have a cat. That's my Lego. So I put her food and water there. That's the salt water, the food. It has a little storage. So it's really, really cool. So this is for a 40 gallon. But I'm going to put her in there and have her explore. But yeah, that's just basic setup is what my tank looks like. But thanks for watching. I hope this helps somebody who's just starting out and got a hermit crab from the beach or a fair or something like that, that's, you know, need some help knowing where to start. So your go-tos are going to be Amazon and Etsy. The sand, like I said, it's really cheap on Home Depot. If you get it from the pet stores, it's a lot more expensive, and they have calcium that is not good for them. So always get the play safe play sand. That's going to be, you know, kids play with what you put in a sandbox. So that's what you're going to want for your babies. My next step is adopting. I need to get more crabs. Crabs are not solitary animals. They love to have little buddies. So my girl is unfortunately all alone. She did have 2 little babies with her, but they unfortunately passed. But there she is. She's like, why you pick me up? She's starting to get to know me and all that. So, but yeah, you're gonna go into your little home, in your new home, and see what you like. So I'm gonna put her in here and see how she likes it. And then on an adventure onto adopting other crabbies. So you should have 10 gallons per crab. So this is a 40 gallon. I can have up to 4 crabs. So yeah, eventually she'll have some buddies.